What a glorious day to talk about change. There's a Buddhist phrase, all things are impermanent. Everything, every moment, without exception, without hesitation, can change. And yet, within these changes, there's an interaction between each change. What does that mean? In other words, from one change can melt into another change without us even noticing it. I just recently took a mini vacation and I went up north. But before I even left, my anxiety kept growing day by day by day. There was so many things to do. I had to think about services at Guadalupe Buddhist Church. I had to think about helping to prepare the luncheon we were going to have to share with each other. Then I had to worry about packing, of course. And then I had to worry about having my cat Shunki and the feral cat Hana-chan taken care of. Had to write down the instructions. Had to make sure there was enough food. And yes, had to make sure my house was not as sloppy as it was before. So that anxiety did grow, and it did grow. And I had to make sure there was gas in the tank. And just the drive was making me anxious. There was a change in me, and I felt it. I became more short-tempered. I was more focused on just certain things. Didn't see the wider picture. And when the day came for me to leave, I wanted to be on the road by a certain time. So everything was rush, 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 rush. I had to leave Guadalupe early so I could come home to check out everything, make sure everything was all right. Then I took off. And I don't know if I even took a breath of air during that time. I had something to do. And once I got on the road, I wanted to get past a certain part of town, because I don't like that part of town. And then I knew I had to go over to Cuesta Grade. Well, in my old car, I would just putz up the hill. Had to go into the far right lane and shift down because my car would just get tired. But this new used car I have got me up the hill, and it was like, wow! There was a change over me. There was an expression. Even my expression changed. And I just zoomed up Cuesta Grade like nothing. It was like, yes! And then going down and going on this trip, pretty soon I started to feel something happening inside me. I turned off the radio and I just listened to, I put down the window and listened to what was happening outside. Kind of going fast, but you still can hear things. You can smell things. You can see things. And I saw a change come over me. It was like, okay, you're on the road. It's time to let go. So these different changes did interact with each other. And changes interact with us in many facets. maybe through cause and conditions, circumstances, situations, even relationships. And you know, change is difficult for many of us. Well, I would say for all of us. And when these changes occur, it's not a minus or plus, it's not good or bad, it's just human life. We change. As I said, all things are impermanent. Everything, every moment, without exception or hesitation, can change. But you know, we don't want change. We become selfish. And we want everything to stay the same, but it doesn't. And when it does change, what do we say to ourselves? Why me? Why me? We are selfish. I am selfish. I don't like change either. Yet, I know change is always there. When we least expect it, change comes over us. I changed my Dharma message. I wrote everything down. And I had certain things I wanted to say. That changed. And that change helps me to think. Just like Nembutsu changes. Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, changes in cause and conditions, circumstances, relationships. Yet it doesn't change. It changes one way, and yet it doesn't change. Confusing? Nembutsu is always in gratitude, thankfulness, and appreciation for giving us that clear moment of thinking, of giving us guidance and direction, of showing us what we could be, or what the answer could be. There's so many different paths to take, yet Nembutsu never changes. It's there. It's always there. Yet it changes with us. Kind of puzzling there. It changes, but yet it doesn't change. But knowing that Nembutsu will give guidance, direction, share moments of tranquility, so that it clears that fog from our brains. That's what Nembutsu is. It's always there, never changing, always there. And if we could just really truly understand how the Nembutsu changes us, maybe we can really start to accept changes, as subtle as they may be. We can start to change with those changes, and letting each change interact with each other. Human life, changes occur. We must learn just to flow with the changes. So if you would please put your palms together for a meditation review. Human relationships are always changing. But in those relationships, each of us is shining. We must understand the preciousness of our lives. From the book, Moving Forward, Just As You Are, by Monshu Kojun Otani. retired head minister of our mother temple, Nishi Honganji, in Kyoto, Japan. If you would please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Namo. Please subscribe, like, share, so that you can help us to spread the Dharma. Thank you so much.